Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Clarence E. Stores Jr., and welcome to Vlogmas 2020. I'm excited about Vlogmas because, again, it's stretching me outside my comfort zone, and it gives me the opportunity to stretch myself beyond my wildest dreams. If you've been trekking with us during this week, we're talking about bouncing back from setbacks. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. As you already know, subscribing is free, and it would make me very happy if you would consider doing so. Also, smash that notification button. It looks like a bell, so you'll be notified when we go live. Also, don't forget to like the video. It's absolutely free and doesn't cost you anything. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch the previous videos, please do so. You should be making more mistakes because mistakes are good for giving us a wake-up call. Success has a way of lulling us to sleep. It has a way of putting our lives on cruise control. And oftentimes, when we make mistakes, it gives us that wake-up call that we need to move forward. Additionally, mistakes are good because they allow us to pivot. There's no reason to stay stuck. There's no reason to continue down the wrong track. Mistakes give us that ability to see alternate paths and pivot. We also discovered how mistakes help us to discover new options we had considered before. We live in a culture that honors excellence. Matter of fact, you could peruse any bookstore and you'll discover and hear that buzzword spoken often. But here's the challenge. Life has so many uncertainties and variables that mistakes are bound to happen. It's inevitable. Fortunately, there are many things that you can learn from making mistakes. I know I have. And it reminds me of a scenario that happened about 30 years ago as I'm dating my wife. I'm trying to show the romantic side of me. So I decide that I'm going to bake her a cake. Mind you, this is before Google. This is before you could jump on YouTube and watch a video. So I did the next best thing. I called my mom. And my mom proceeded to tell me all the ingredients that I needed. So I go to the Kroger, this old school, and get all the ingredients that I need. And here I am in the kitchen talking to my mom. I'm mixing and I'm stirring, and I'm mixing flour on my face, all over my clothes. I look like a baker. So after following the instructions, I put the cake in the oven, set the timer, and made sure the house was quiet because I didn't want the cake to fall. And once the timer goes off, I pull the cake out of the oven and proceed to put the icing all over the cake because I know I'm going to win some cool points when I finally serve up this cake. So as my wife sits, takes the first slice, puts a little bit on her fork and puts it in her mouth, and she begins chewing. Immediately I know something's wrong because I can tell by the body language. I can tell by the facial expression, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what in the world is going on? So I ask her, do you like the cake? She says it's okay, but something's missing. So now I'm frantically trying to figure out what's going on. And lo and behold, I look over my shoulder, and right there on the kitchen counter, sitting in the bowl, are the eggs. I forgot to put the eggs in the cake. That's right. I made a mistake. I thought I had dotted every I and crossed every T. I followed my mom's instructions to a T, but in my haste of trying to be perfect, I forgot one of the main ingredients. In turn, this allowed me to reflect on my own mistake. By missing the main ingredient, it taught me about my own personal shortcomings. And this reminds me of a cardinal truth my dad would always tell me. It doesn't have to be excellent for God to bless it. See you tomorrow.